Hi, and welcome to day 40 of Going from Heavy to Light. So I got to admit, I am struggling a little bit since last night, and I just felt like being totally transparent and sharing what's been going on. Yesterday, around 5 o'clock, I had my juice, and I was satisfied, but around 6 o'clock, I was starting to feel hungry. The first thing that came to me was the thought of having two more chocolates. As I've said before, I eat two little chocolates a day. They're 50 calories each. I break each one into 4 pieces and I pay attention to every bite. So I'm really enjoying 8 little pieces of chocolate a day for 100 calories, and it's great. So I had already had my chocolate, but kind of felt like having 2 more. And I've also mentioned recently that I started buying them like 6, 8, 10 at a time, because I no longer am afraid that I might eat an extra 2 or 3 or 4. So I was faced with a little bit of a dilemma yesterday around 6 o'clock, where I was thinking I really want to have 2 more. And before just giving into the impulse of doing that, I realized I'm actually hungry, and that eating 2 pieces of chocolate would be doing 2 things. It would be not addressing the issue, because 2 pieces of chocolate wouldn't make me less hungry. So it really wasn't answering the need that I have. But the other thing it would be doing would be the reason, if you've been watching any of my videos, the reason I'm doing them is I want to stop giving in to having a little extra this and a little that. And again, like an extra 100 calories of that wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have gained weight or anything, but it's a matter of just changing my behavior so that I'm not doing that sort of thing, which has been keeping me in the same pattern over the last few years of going up a few pounds, then going down. So I tuned in and realized I was hungry. So I ended up eating something at 6 o'clock, which was more substantial. And it was more than 100 calories, but it was real food. It was healthy food, nothing to feel bad or guilty about. It was a red potato and corn salad I had made for over the weekend. So I had some of that until I was satisfied. So, but again, I just wanted to mention that I was having that back and forth again in my mind of should I have it, shouldn't I have it? And I'm happy to report that I didn't have it. This morning at 11 o'clock, I was already thinking about lunch. And I asked myself, will I be happy if I eat lunch now, or would I rather wait till later? One of the tricks to make it stick, I've mentioned this in the past about tricks to make it stick, which are these things that I ask myself questions or do little things throughout the day which are the opposite of the impulse. So the impulse was at 11 o'clock, I wanted to eat lunch. The opposite of the impulse was really to stop for a minute and ask myself, do I want to delay this gratification? And the answer is yeah. I wouldn't have been happy if I ate lunch at 11, because we're going out to dinner tonight. Our reservation's at 6:30. I probably won't be eating anything till 7 o'clock. So the last thing I want to do is eat lunch at 11 and be starving all day and uncomfortable or too hungry, and it just didn't make sense. So I decided that I wanted to wait and go walking first. So I walked for probably about 45 minutes. When I came home, I ate lunch, and it was just a much better scenario for me, because now I'm not going to be overly hungry by the time we eat tonight. And the other thing that's going on is tonight we're going to a restaurant that I've never been to before. The menu looks amazing. And what I decided to do is something I call situation solutions, which before just showing up at a restaurant and winging it in terms of what there is to eat, I'm going to spend some time before we go to really decide ahead of time, what will I be happy eating? Because before I know it, I'm going to be getting in the car and I have to face myself. I will either be happy with what I ate when I'm there, or I'll be dissatisfied, displeased, kind of frustrated. And so I want to look beforehand and make that decision. I always like to make sure I'm happy when I get into bed at night and happy the next morning. And what that means is that I haven't overdone it in terms of the amount of food that's going in my body, and that I'm eating things that I'm really in the mood for, that are satisfying, that are nutritious, and that I'm not going to be bloated and uncomfortable. So I'm glad that I'm putting this out there in this video today, because now I know that I'm on the hook for tonight and I get to report about how tonight goes in my video tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in and have a great day.